According to Newton's law of gravitation, every particle exerts an attractive force on every other particle. This law is therefore incorrect because it cannot explain where the energy of this force comes from. If we cannot explain where the energy of gravity comes from, we will never be able to explain what gravity actually is. We have explained that forces arise from the motion of a massive body. When the motion of a massive body encounters resistance, its velocity slows down, thereby reducing its kinetic energy. This process is essentially the work done by the moving body against the resistance. That is the force. And the work involves the expenditure of energy. As a result, its speed slows down, or its kinetic energy decreases. When the body's velocity drops to zero, its energy is also zero, and the force it generates disappears. This means that the force generated by motion has energy equal to the body's kinetic energy. However, the energy of the force generated by a given velocity is limited. Gravity, on the other hand, is a force that can act on any body for an infinite amount of time. For example, the Sun's gravitational field ceaselessly propels all the planets in their orbits. It is a tireless force that performs work eternally. It must therefore possess inexhaustible energy. In general, the velocity of an object propelled by a constant force can increase infinitely over time. In that case, its kinetic energy would also increase infinitely. In reality, however, we do not observe any such motion whose velocity increases infinitely. Since there is no motion with infinite energy, no force with infinite energy can exist either. We have also explained that every massive body possesses a property known as inertia. Inertia consists of the body resisting any external force that attempts to change its state of motion in order to maintain that state. The magnitude of a body's inertial force increases as its velocity increases. Its magnitude is given by the following formula. Here, we consider the general state of motion to be curvilinear motion with a radius of curvature r. That is, when the radius is infinitely large, the motion is along a straight line. When an accelerating force accelerates an object, the object's inertial force increases as its velocity increases. When the inertial force becomes large enough to equal the acceleration force is completely cancelled out, and the object's velocity reaches its maximum value. The maximum velocity can be calculated using the following equation. This results in the following maximum velocity. However, if the object's velocity is limited and the force continues to act on it, that is, if this force continues to counteract the force of inertia, energy would also have to be generated. Suppose the maximum velocity that an object can reach under the influence of the accelerating force is v0. Then its velocity after v0 should be as follows. Then its kinetic energy is as follows. Here we see that its total energy tends toward infinity as time increases. Exactly as shown in equation, i.e., infinity. This means, if an object moving at its maximum velocity is continuously accelerated further by a force, then this object, which appears to be moving at a constant velocity, actually possesses infinite energy. The force generated by this motion at an apparently finite velocity therefore also possesses infinite energy. Is it therefore possible that two objects propel each other through their gravitational fields, such that both generate motion with infinite energy? And this motion with infinite energy generates a force with infinite energy, which in turn propels the other object. This creates not only a circular motion but also a centrifugal force that attracts the other object, just like gravity. The strength of this force is exactly equal to that of gravity. So could the centrifugal force generated by this be gravity? At the very least, we can say with a high degree of certainty that the infinite energy generated by this motion must be precisely the energy required by gravity. If such a relationship can exist between two objects, then these two objects must be connected to one another and form a single unit. They must possess a mechanical structure that enables such an interaction. Obviously, we humans on Earth are not capable of developing such a mechanical construction that moves eternally like a perpetual motion machine. Not only would it move eternally without any additional energy input, but it would also generate infinite energy at the same time. That sounds like a fairy tale from 1001 Nights, completely impossible.